It is Tanyel and it is Zara from Love Island Season 9. Welcome.
Hey, what's good?
How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, really well, thank you.
Good. I wanted to start off by just talking about you guys, because I feel like when you come on the show, it's like, she's a hairdresser or she's this. You don't get any of the background or like just more about you. So Zara, let's start with you. Where did you go to school? Like, what was your passions? You know?
Oh my God, so school, mad. So I actually went to primary school in Harrow. And then secondary school I went to actually an all-girl private school, boarding school in Rickmansworth, quite a posh place. I think that kind of shows why my voice switches up at times. But then I went to university in Portsmouth. Okay. So yeah, like quite different places. But yeah, I've always had like passion for performance. So I did musical theatre at uni, and I'm pursuing that now. So I've actually got a song dropping soon. We can get into that if you want. But yeah, mid-July I've got a song dropping with my brother.
We have to get you back on to talk about the song.
Girl, let's do it.
100%.
But yeah, so I'm pursuing music and performance at the moment.
Okay, cool. And you, Tanya?
Okay, so from a very early age, like I was 16 years old and I went into like an apprenticeship, started doing hairdressing, and then for me it was like I was getting so busy with hair and I was just so good at it, like naturally. I was like, I'm not going to work for no one else. I'm going to start doing this for myself, set up my own like hair little salon, and then just started doing my own private clients really, and that's what I just carried on doing until I went on Love Island.
Okay, so you started off musical theatre, and you started off doing hairdressing, and then you just somehow ended up on Love Island. How did that come together? Like, did they approach you? Did you approach them?
So for me, I was approached, and the funniest thing is like when I got an Instagram message that day when I was like doing a client, I was thinking, what's this show that they're talking about? And then I had a phone call with one of the girls and she was like, you know, just a little series called Love Island. I was thinking, that's not a little series.
Sorry, Joe, I was trying to play it down.
And I was a bit like, I don't know if this is for me. So I spoke to my sister about it and she was actually the one who persuaded me to like do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I was more like, I don't know if I want to go on a show like that, because you not have to be careful of what you say and stuff, but it's more like you get obviously judged, hated, this, that. And for me, my sister was like, you're one person who does not care for the hate. Like you really have like your thick skin, so why would you not do it?
And it's an opportunity for your hairdressing as well, because I feel like
platform.
Did you feel like when you went on there, you had to have your hair 10-10 every day though, because you're promoting your business?
You know what? I knew it would be 10-10.
Yeah.
Because I've done the most to it. I've done the most to it. Like I put in so many hair extensions in my head. My head was banging when I first.
No, it was. When I was like,
oh,
who's this mermaid?
Oh my gosh, bye.
Literally, like I had so much hair in my head. More for me, it was more like, will I have the time to blow dry my hair, because there's so much in it. Literally, but it looked so nice every single day. Like I'd say to them, like, you need to give me enough time. Like, I'm going in the shower first.
So you like the hair
I'd
mask,
fight with the girls. Like, I'm going in the shower first.
I hear
you
it.
Don't have the same amount of hair as I do.
Not only do you not have the same amount of hair, but you're not trying to promote a business here, child. Like I'm trying to do something.
Yeah,
I hear you. Okay, so you got approached, and then Zara, for you, what was it?
I got approached as well. Actually, I got scouted on a night out in Chelsea by one of the casting team. Yeah, they came up to me and they were like, "You're gorgeous," and I was like, and it's so weird. It's like the bathroom chats you have with girls, where it's like, "Oh my God, I love your dress. Oh my God, I love your dress," and it was that. And she was just like, "I can already tell you are a fun time. I'm actually on the casting team for Love Island." I was like, okay. And it just went from there. And then she was like, give me your number. And then I had like the official, they had to send me like the official kind of DM, I think. So it was more, I don't know, official. It's like protocol, whatever. But then I had the DM, and then literally just like phone call, interview, like Zoom call, meetings in the studios. And and then pretty soon they told me they wanted me to be a bombshell. They weren't sure if they wanted me to be an OG or not, but they were like, we think that you'd be like an early bombshell. But I didn't know I'd be the first bombshell, and there's a lot of pressure.
Wow.
It's a lot of pressure to be the first female bombshell. But yeah, I think I did the damn thing.
Yeah, so. You did. You done very, very, very well. You held yourself very well. I think honestly, me and my mum watch it together. So my mum, when she saw you coming, she's like, yeah, I love her. I love her completely. She's so lovely. So that was. It's. I feel like it's hard to keep a certain image in there because. I was speaking to Rachel Finney about this before. That the producers probably have their own narrative that they want you to play into.
We have no idea what they're going to air, so we're just running around in there, just trying to make it work and do our thing and stay true to ourselves as much as we can. But obviously, like ultimately, whatever they air and however they choose to show it is what you guys see.
Yeah,
so. 100%.
And that's the hardest part, isn't it? Did you actually go in there expecting to find love? Like, was you like, okay, I'm gonna find the love of my life? Or let's be real here, because I feel like nobody does that anymore.
You can't do that. But I was definitely open-minded.
Okay,
do you know what I mean? I don't think I went in there just for a career. Like some people have admitted that, and that's on them. That's their decision. But I was definitely open-minded. Like, you know, there have been some success stories from the show with relationships. Like Tommy and Molly Fury. Tommy and Molly Fury?
Well, soon to be.
Well, yeah, true.
Speaking
Tommy, Fury and Molly May.
Basically.
And like, you know, Olivia and Alex, like there's been quite a few. So I was open-minded, thinking I could be that one. Obviously it wasn't meant to be, but yeah. you know, I was open-minded.
Yeah. For me, mine was more like the experience. Like, this is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Like, experience. Like, why would I turn this down? Do you know what I mean? And in the beginning, like I said to you, I wasn't even sure. But when I spoke to my sister, she like basically gassed me up so much, and I was like, okay, then maybe I should just do it. Then I was like, oh no, am I gonna get bored? Like, I'm not like, I don't approach guys. I usually like them coming to me. That's just what I've always been like, and I can't hide it. If I'm not, my face is everything. If I'm bored of someone, or if they're not like cheeky enough for me, or like the guys that I would be used to, then I'd be like, ugh, cringe. You know what I mean? I get the ick so quickly, so I was like, oh no. So I was a bit more like, am I really gonna like someone? No, probably not. But I was more like, but you never know. Because people who end up being in like long-term serious relationships, they probably went in not thinking that. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely
so,
not.
like I said, mine was more for the experience. I'm not gonna lie. But I was open-minded.
So what's it like being in there though? Like, does it feel like a TV set?
No, do you know what's so weird? Like, you know when they say you forget the cameras are there?
Yeah.
For me, I don't forget the cameras are there. Like, they're literally pointing, staring at me. Like, every time I'd have a chat, the funniest thing is, like, the camera,
they would turn.
the closest camera to me would be like, and I'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, you don't want people to be like, you just feel it puts you off a little bit, I can't lie. But
you
then
become aware that you're speaking and having a conversation. So, like, you're trying to, like, maybe, like, I don't know, chat to someone, whatever.
But the first 3 days, like, it put me off a little bit, and then I settled in. I think what happens is you're all in the same situation, and you realise you all can't speak to your family, you all can't speak to your friends or anyone else, so you have to find comfort in each other. And that's when I think you start to become yourself, and then you can just speak freely. Then you just don't care. Like once a week after, you just don't care.
But no wonder things are so much more intense though, because when you explained it like that, you have no family, you have no contact with them, basically. You're kind of like trauma bonded to these people.
That's what was hardest for me, I think.
Well, yeah, a little bit. That's an interesting way to put it. But I mean, for me, it was different because I came in as a bombshell. So obviously these girls had already had, I think, you know, you have the girls bond, you have the guys bond. And I felt like they'd already bonded because they'd been in there for like maybe 3 days before I came in. And then I was again the first female bombshell. So it's like I'm the first to kind of break this kind of bond mold.
So what's it like in there food-wise? Because I'm very much a foodie. Like, what do you eat?
Chicken every day.
Chicken every day. I had enough of chicken.
Do you have to cook it yourself?
No. So lunch and dinner times is like buffet. I say like a buffet style, but every single day was chicken, right? And I had enough of it. I love chicken, but every single day.
Yeah, no, that's
and lunch and dinner you don't get like basically airtime, so you can't really speak about things. So the girls and the guys are separated.
And then timings, because I was watching a video on TikTok, I think, and someone was saying you have to wake up at like 3 a.m. and it's
we don't really know what the time is.
You don't know exactly. So you just wake up and just go, or do they wake you up?
They wake us up.
The lights wake you up.
What?
No, but even if you don't get, because you never used to want to get up.
When I say I was
and the
like
voice would be
moody
like,
in the morning,
Tanyel, please sit up. It's time to get up for the day.
No way.
Like,
You had a voice?
Yeah. It's the voice of God.
Oh my gosh. So it tells you to get up, it tells you what to do. And that's what tells you to have the conversations with certain people. It's not really,
no. So no one tells us to have like conversations with people. I think it's more when we speak to people, like when we go to the beach hut and stuff like that. It's more, no one tells us to have a conversation with anyone. It's more like, well, if you feel this way, why don't you go and speak to this person? So it's more like encouraged, but what we wanted to do. For me anyway.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can get a bit lost in there. So sometimes it's actually nice to have someone to be like, well, how about you do this? Because you might be getting into your head a little bit, and they just get you talking. So it's actually quite nice.
Yeah.
So
okay. Let's talk about your time in the villa. So let's start with Zara. You came in and you were a bombshell. Was you scared to be a bombshell? You said that you touched on it a little bit just then.
Yeah, no, I was because I didn't realize how quick I was going to be in, because I thought I was going to be in cast holding for like 3 weeks. I was like, I'm chilling, whatever. And then I was in cast holding for I think like 6 days.
And what's that like? Are you in a hotel?
So I was in a gorgeous villa. Oh my God, like really, really nice, like sort of villa apartment.
And you can still speak to your family when you're there?
So I had my phone. Yeah, I had my phone for like basically the whole time. I think 2 days before I went in the villa, then they took it away from me. But I thought I was going to land in Cape Town and they were going to take my phone away. And from then it's like I was cut off from the outside world, but I actually had my phone for a long time. So I was chilling, to be fair.
So let's talk about your time in the villa. You came in, went on a date with Ron. Obviously that shook the table a bit because Ron was already unstable.
Well, I didn't realize until I came out how much he liked me.
Yeah.
Like, so, and there's been some things he's been saying on podcasts recently and I've not touched on because it's very much in the past. Like, I'm really happy for him and Lana. Like, I love Lana. Like, she's such a sweet girl.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually realize how much he was gassing me up to the boys. He was like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh.
It is what it is.
Well, you ended up being in a triangle that wasn't really a triangle, but it was a triangle, but it was being forced at the same time by the other person in the triangle.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that.
It was honestly, from a viewer's standpoint, I don't know. Obviously, they always have a narrative, but no one's gonna force you to go up to a boy plenty of times and try and force it, and then talk about someone all the time, because it felt like Olivia was coming on TV to literally talk about you all the time. She was talking about you all the time, talking about the argument, and then when you weren't arguing, it was a normal day, she'd just be like, yeah, but I feel like Zara just doesn't like me right now.
And I'd just be there
you
like,
just be doing something else. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So how was that for you? Because obviously that must be really frustrating.
Yeah, it was, because I felt like, again, I wanted everyone to just be aware of the environment. Like, I've come in as a bombshell. I could have been an OG and she might have been a bombshell and it would have been the same thing. But I just feel like I've got kind of the intuition to be like, it's a TV show. She's got to do what she's got to do. And I felt like because I kind of knew her briefly on an outside setting, she thought I was doing every little thing I was doing was to upset her. And I'm just like, I can't breathe.
Yeah. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, no, literally, like, can I just try and crack on a little bit?
Because that's how it felt so like watching difficult. It. It was like, you guys need to crack. You haven't actually had a chance to just be a couple. And because it was so like there all the time, it kind of felt argumentative from Tom's point of view. I get what he was feeling, but at the same time you can clearly see what it is. Like,
but the thing is, he was saying from the get-go, like, before I came in, he was like, I wasn't really even feeling a spark with Liv, so I was looking forward to a bombshell coming in. And then as soon as like me and him actually started to vibe, because I didn't know I was going to go in there and like him, I thought I might like Shaq, or I thought I might like Ron, whatever. But I ended up liking Tom at that moment, and then she seemed to like him. And then he was like, oh, well, I should probably explore my options. And I'm like, oh, this is long. Like, you literally didn't even have a spark before I came in, and now all of a sudden it's unfinished business. Then as soon as I leave, it's nothing again.
There was a moment in there where Tom said, I had to write it down because it was a lot. Tom said that he'd pick Olivia's face and your body. How did that feel? Because
how do you think it felt?
Oh my days.
It's difficult because it's a TV show, and he said he wanted to pick me for all three. Like, he told me that, again, I don't think that was aired, but he's like, they probably would have told me to redo my answers and stuff, and he's like, it's a lot. It's a TV show, and I feel like they do things for the shock value, but I think if it was anybody else's body parts or personality, it wouldn't have stung. But I think because it was randomly Olivia's, I was like, you've literally like mugged her off for me and like told her you're not interested.
That's where I feel like I don't agree with that though. Like I
would rather we pick Tanyel. Do you know what I mean?
No, but not even that. Like, I don't agree with when people blame the producers or someone else. Like for something where like it's that deep, like to someone.
And it was
like if you really care about someone, I just would be like, no.
That's why I said
I don't think that they would tell anyone to do that, like, or force that on someone. I can't even lie. So I just
might
think
be a cop out.
I can't lie.
100%. Let's go over to Tanyel's time. So you started off. You was an OG in the villa. You started off. You took Kai from Olivia, didn't you? That was a moment, child. I was so happy about it. I was like, oh my gosh. How was that? You was like making boss moves.
Do you know what? I wasn't even bothered when I picked him. Like, I thought, no, if I want someone and I've got the opportunity and I'm coming in last, I'm picking who I want.
He stepped forward for you though.
He stepped forward for me as well. So it had to be out of like, for me it was like, I'm not going to pick someone firstly who hasn't stepped forward for me. And it's like, I think I was more attracted to him looks wise from the people who
he was my top 3 as well.
I think he was like one of the top ones. So I didn't care. I'm not here to make friends, especially, do you know what I mean? If I knew it was going to go down like that, then I'm not.
It's Love Island when you first come in.
I don't regret making that decision. I'm so glad I picked him at the beginning. Obviously things didn't work out with me and him, but it was never bitter between us. Like, I was very much like, you know what, he's so not suited to me in the end. Like, when that thing happened in the end, when we stopped speaking, I was so happy about that decision. So yeah.
I feel like when you watch it, at first you're like, oh yeah, they look cute together. But he's just, the personalities didn't mesh. That was what the issue was.
I think like looks-wise, I can see that we suit. And I think that's what everyone else must have thought as well. I think he's a lovely person.
Definitely.
I actually got nothing bad to say about him, but I just think he's too chill for me. I like someone who's a bit more like rough around the edges.
I mean, poor guy, he was suffocated towards the end as well by Olivia again. Well, it felt like, I don't know, it felt like obsession. Anyways, everyone speculated a romance between you and Ron. Like, was that, be honest now, because
no honestly I'm nothing but honest. I've always been so straight about this. Is so funny because you know how I felt. So obviously from how it looks like on TV, even me, I haven't really watched it back completely, but I've seen little clips and I'm like, oh my god, of course it looks like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's so not how it was. Like, there was even a clip of me going under the covers with him, and that was because we were gossiping about like everything else that we just didn't want to be aired, and that's why we done it under the covers, because we took our mics off at the end of the night before you go to bed. But
it looked like they were getting under the covers.
It looked so, because otherwise there's still a mic on the headboard. So that's why we done it like that. I done that with Lana. I done that, I think I went under the covers with Kai to gossip once. They never aired it then. Do you see what I mean? However, like in the very beginning, it was between him and Kai, and I've always been honest about that, like even with Lana. But once we was in a couple, I think that was such a good opportunity for us to see if we would like each other, and I really did fancy him.
Yeah.
Like in that sense, like, I thought he was the nicest person, but I just saw him as best friend.
Yeah.
And we just had such a good friendship from it.
Yeah. Zara, earlier you were saying to me before because I've only got a few questions left.
Okay.
Earlier you were saying to me that you end up being with someone that you don't even like because you're forced to be in the same villa as them.
Love Island, you only really understand what it's like until you're in there, but you end up almost, because again, you kind of have to bond with the people that are in there because you don't have access to the outside world, you can't talk to your friends and family. You do kind of like latch onto people, so you end up actually kind of developing feelings for people that you wouldn't even think you'd have feelings for on the outside. Like me and Tom, we actually are cool now. Like I saw him in Marbella recently. Like I was like, listen, that's cool. That's clear the air. We're actually calm now, and I'm really happy for him. And I hope that maybe him and Sammy can make things work on the outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we know we would never have worked on the outside world, but because you're in there and you're in such a kind of strange environment, you start to kind of little tiny things are like, oh my God, we're soulmates. It's so weird. Yeah, like so many things. Like his mum's called Victoria. My mum was going to be called Victoria. And I told him that. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, oh my God. No, honestly, you start thinking that you're bonding over stuff that really is like nothing. Like nothing. But
that's hilarious. So last night, something crazy happened that's never happened on Love Island before.
Oh my God.
KD McDermott from season 2 came back. That's happened before, but there was a recoupling that was supposed to happen, and it didn't seem like a recoupling happened. She came back. We had a recoupling. Everybody stood around the fire pit, and she was told to pick one of the boys. Yeah. She ended up picking what's his name again? Zachariah, thank you. And Zachariah and Molly had a whole thing where they were together, not together, and then she stole him off someone. So it was there was a relationship basis behind this, like go pick Zachariah. Anyway, so she picked Zachariah, and Molly got a text saying that she was dumped straight away. They didn't get a chance to even recouple, or nobody got the chance to save her.
I feel like something else might be behind this though.
I do think so.
I think she's too good to like leave the show. I feel like she's made good TV, I can't even lie. Yeah. And I think she really put herself out there like romantically. I don't know.
It was similar with me though. Everyone thought I was coming. Everyone was certain I was coming back.
Yeah. So
never came back. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm intrigued.
So like,
I'm intrigued.
Everything happens for a reason. I don't know. The thing is if I was Katie, I'd probably go in there and pick him too. So at least she went with what she wanted. Yeah. And I think they're probably better suited. Like looks wise, I think they look good together. Like I would pick him too.
The thing is, if Zachariah misses, Molly, then he could leave as well. That happens as well.
Yeah.
People walk if their partner goes home. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
I don't think he'll walk though.
I don't think so either. I think it's too early on.
It kind of seems like the producers wanted her to go.
I know. The drama. Let me just tell you something. Yeah, this was too weird. Like the way it's happened, like especially where she's had so much airtime, right? For her to be just booted out like that, it doesn't make sense. So something's going to come of it, or there's a reason why she got booted.
Yeah,
like maybe something happened inside.
In the villa.
I can't lie because it doesn't make sense to me. Like even my family were like, "What?"
Yeah,
but do you know what? A lot of people like were really happy that she's left.
Yeah, I can't lie.
Well, it was like Molly Island, wasn't it?
Do you know what? Like it's so weird. I've got mixed messages like with the whole thing. Like some of my friends are like, we love her. Some people are like, oh no, we can't stand her. I don't know what I think of her.
I'm one of them people. I can't stand her.
Really?
She really irritated me in the villa because she just doesn't seem like a girl's girl. It's funny because I can say my opinion because I'm not like, you know, I'm not a Love Island, I'm not like famous or anything. But I just couldn't stand her. I just don't feel like she's a girl's girl. She didn't seem like she cared about the girls. She seemed really rude and standoffish, and like maybe that's not who she is though, because there's always a narrative. But I was quite happy. I was like, oh, thank God, no one got to save her.
We'll see. I feel like this season's a bit different, spicing up a little bit.
But I do like this season, and I feel like Whitney's just my favourite.
Yeah, who's your favourite couple? Because you're gonna say Whitney and Maddie, but Maddie is not giving.
No, but you know what? They're funny together though. They're so funny
I just didn't know if I could see chemistry.
Because they're so opposite. Listen, right? They are so not suited, and they're so not like. She's too much of a bad bitch. And I feel like he won't be able to put up with her in that sense, but in a good way. Like, as in, like, I think she can get better than him. I can't lie. Yeah. And for me, Whitney is my winner. I love her. Funny. She's the realest girl in there. Like, I'd love to have a friend like her. And I think she's beautiful inside and out. I think she's honestly the nicest person that's been on Love Island.
She's really
I agree.
I do think that.
But do you think that she should stay with Mehdi then?
No,
I
kind of want someone else.
I just think they're funny together, like because they're completely opposite. And I just find them really funny together. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think they should stay together. I think she can get someone a little bit better.
100%. What do you think of Tyreek? I think Tyreek, I was saying this to you earlier, do you think Tyreek is giving Ron vibes? He's definitely giving Ron vibes to me.
Yes and no.
It's hard to speak on it because I've got some friends that know him and they've told me like some inside scoop and stuff. Ooh. He's a bit of a player.
Okay.
But I feel like that kind of comes across though.
Yeah.
So it's not really like his news, like new news.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You can see, like, don't get me wrong, like, you can so see that he's a bit of a player.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's not hiding it. Like, he's doing everything in front of, like, her face. So I feel like you can't even, like, he's showing you the red flags.
Yeah.
I think if she got dumped, that I would have been happy for her because she doesn't need to be with him anymore.
No.
I just don't see them working long term. I feel like he just wants to
But I don't think it's her problem or any other girl's problem. I think he is just not ready for any woman.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing to do with her.
Yeah,
I think he really loves her and he's
her.
attached. Not loves, but I think he likes her and he's attached to her. But he just doesn't know how to be
serious.
Yeah, he doesn't
He's
know
not
how to
serious.
be.
Listen, he's not a serious guy. He was walking with red flags, literally. But he's funny.
And then Zachariah, lastly, what do we think of him?
I don't know. I feel like his head's gonna obviously turn. Well, now he's gonna
probably give Katie a chance.
100%. I think he found her attractive as soon as she walked through the door. I think his head did turn.
Yeah.
Otherwise she wouldn't have had the confidence to pick. Like, don't get me wrong, she can pick whoever she wants, but I feel like
you get a vibe from.
He gave her like energy back. Otherwise, she probably would have gone for someone else.
Definitely.
So for that reason, I do think things will maybe happen between them.
Yeah. Do you guys still talk to people from your season?
Yeah.
Like a lot of them?
No.
Okay.
I speak to quite a few.
Okay.
I actually speak to quite a few.
Yeah. So you.
A few.
I speak to a few, but not a lot.
I'm sorry, because I can see by you guys' faces that something's going on.
No, but you know what it is? It's not even that, but I think you just find your people. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we've all kind of just fell into our own kind of like groups and circles. It's not a problem, but we're just more similar to people and we vibe with people in real life.
Yeah, I've always kept my circle really small anyway. So I just want people around me that I trust. Basically.
Yeah, 100%. How did you guys become friends? Because this was not shown on the TV.
This is so weird because literally when she come in, I was like, she's so beautiful. Like,
you literally were like, babe, take my clothes, take my bikinis. I was like, oh my God, who is this girl?
No, but honestly, like, and I think when the situation happened with her and Liv, the next day, I can't remember when this was, but I remember like, it was awkward because obviously the girls are going to be in one group together and they even though they made up, it was still awkward. And I was like, that's still someone's daughter. Like, I'm not having someone feel alone. That's not nice. And then I just think we always got on. So
I feel like it's not like personal. I've always said this in like interviews and stuff. It's not personal to the other girls, but I feel like they did take Liv's side just because I was new. And then Jessie came in. I feel like Jessie was like, I can see the girls are isolating you. I was like, okay, well, at least I've got someone else here. It was like another bomb which I had to come in to understand how I felt. But I think then things kind of progressed, and obviously even with Liv, Tanyel kind of saw her true colours. And then when she came out, I felt like Tanyel came out way too early. And then we just started chatting and like we linked up and we're just really similar. Like, and I'm glad that I've got her. Like for me, she's one of the best things from my experience.
Really sweet. And it seems very genuine as well.
We're going out tonight.
Definitely.
Oh, we're going?
Yeah, we're going to Volo.
Oh, okay. What's next for the both of you? So you can start, Zara, because I've heard about your song.
Yeah, well, I'm chatting to someone actually at the minute, so it's early days, but we'll see where that goes in terms of like my kind of personal life. But I'm just living my life. I'm getting flown out. I'm getting flown out, but I'm flying out. I'm going on holidays. I'm enjoying myself, like being in the sun. I'm a sun baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, so got music dropping. So I've got a song dropping with my brother. He's actually a music producer. So we've got a song dropping in mid-July. I'm really excited for that.
Okay.
And then potentially another one dropping end of July, beginning of August too.
Okay.
So yeah.
EP?
They're different genres.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm working on my EP.
Same genre on the EP. You can have different.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
One of them's kind of more of a cover, but it's my own songs. But it's
I've got to get you back on. I've got to get you to sing for us. I'm sick. Yeah.
She's got such a good voice, you know. Every time I'd be doing my makeup, I'd be like,
why was she not singing?
No, I was getting told off by the producers because we're not allowed to sing. We're not allowed.
Yeah, anything
because
like
it's like copyright.
What about?
No, honestly, I'd be singing away and they'd be like, Zara, and I'd be like,
don't sing, we carry on.
Hello, you know what I'd be doing if I'm trying to have a secret conversation? I'd just sing. I'd just sing,
because
like
they
sing
can't
the
air
melody.
It. No, but they can air that though. They just, if you sing like a Beyonce song, they can't air that because it's like
so then
copyright.
Get your friend to sing the song and then tell her the secret. Because they can't air that.
So you sing and I'm talking to you whilst you're singing. But they can mute mics though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, but you'll be able to hear it in the back though, the other one.
Yeah, no.
It's mad. Like they can mute.
Her voice is so nice, like honestly.
Really?
I'd be like, Zara, sing for me. What's that song again? Like genuinely.
Oh, Zara, do you want to sing now? If you don't want to sing now, it's up to you.
Please sing.
I'm a little hoarse.
It's fine.
No, do it.
What am I singing?
If you want, we'll go back to you. You can think about it.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it.
Because she's sick.
I'm very hot right now as well.
Yeah, it's boiling. Sorry. Because we had to close the window because otherwise the mics would hear everything, like all the aircon and everything.
That's cool.
What's coming for you next, Tanya?
Okay, so for me, I don't know, like a few things. Obviously, like a few hair brands have reached out to me.
Right.
I'm just trying to go with like the right one. But at the same time, like long term, I do want to make my own hair extension brand. I specialise in weft, but I do all different types of hair extensions. Like I've specialised in that and balayage and stuff. So one thing I feel like isn't out there is, well, there is flat wefts out there, but I want one that's really, really flat, where it's so comfortable for people to wear. But also, I feel like there's not enough like wavy hair types.
Yeah.
And it's not fair really, because I feel like a lot of my clients, they've got straight hair, but some of them have got wavy or curly hair. And I think I want something that's going to be suitable to everyone.
Did you want to sing before you go?
Well, okay, I can sing.
Okay, go on.
This is just a little thing. If I sound bad, you're not putting it in.
Okay, go on.
I wasn't singing Beyonce.
No, you're good. Go on. Do it.
Oh, killing me softly, and I'm still falling. Still the one I need. I will always be with you.
Oh my God, you're so good, man. You're so talented.